Campgrounds are like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. Hey everyone, Ron here from HEISTMAN'S HIT THE ROAD. Welcome to the channel. Join us as we spend a peaceful night at a delightful Harvest Host location, Hopscratch Farm in Harwood, Maryland. After a great night's rest, we continue heading north to Milton, Delaware, where we camp for 3 nights at Deep Branch Family Campground. We'll give you a tour of the campground, share our honest impressions, and take you along on a fun local outing, hunting for fresh produce and unique antiques. We'll wrap up the trip with a quick geocache find, our very first in Delaware. Let's hit the road after this short intro. So we just pulled into Hopscratch Farms, Harwood, Maryland. I think they're going to want us like between that trailer and in front of the flower box. It looks like there's more tracks here, and it looks like they need access to that barn. So, okay, wish us luck. So here's where we're going to be for the night. Going to get her off hitch, get her level. Get the generator out and get her cooled down. Our hosts are Tom and Amy. They raise and sell grass-fed meats, lamb and beef, and they also sell eggs and a few other things. Long-term plan is to start a brewery. We're less than a quarter mile from the main road, and they plan on opening up a brewery out on the main road. Here's their hops garden. It's a little behind schedule, he admitted, but he expects to have hops by the end of the summer. Here's our setup. We're going to be very comfortable here. They sell their products, their meat products, right in this building here. Picked up a couple of very nice ribeyes. I mean, they look great. I hope they're as delicious as they look. Grass-fed ribeye. We've got an Airstream here. The horses over there. There's cows over there too. I think I saw a couple earlier, but haven't seen them since. And the neighbor raises chickens. Maybe that's where they get the eggs they sell here. I don't know. Saw the neighbor down here tending to the chickens. And it's a beautiful area. Beautiful. We're gonna run the generator all night unless somebody complains. We've got clear view of the sky for Starlink. Put the Starlink on the table here since I can get a clear view there, and I'm not worried about anybody hassling it. It's very warm and humid here, so we plan on running that generator all night to run the air. So far, I would recommend it to anybody that wanted to come stay at a farm. There's no farm smells at all. That makes us happy. We've been real lucky. We haven't stayed at a farm where we've had to share the smells. Okay, marvelous. Have a good night. I think we're going to. Morning. It's a bit foggy here in Harwood, but I think the sun's going to burn it off pretty quick. It's going to be a beautiful day. We're about ready to bring the slides in and get her to hitch height. And when we're at hitch height, it'll be the easiest time to put the generator back on the rack, because we'll go up with the front so the back will come down. It drops off here. It's not real noticeable by looking at it, but it does drop off here, so that's a pretty high lift. I had to lift it down off there. Of course, Jackie always offers to help, but I don't want to get her hurt. So that's all we have left. I'll get it up there. I'll strap it down. I'll put the safety cable on with the padlock, put the cover on, and we'll be ready to go after that. We can hitch up and ski-daddle. Got like a 2-hour drive today, but we are stopping for fuel. Don't have to, but we're going to. It was a great overnight stay, very quiet, except for the generator, which, didn't bother us, so I'm assuming it didn't bother anyone else. So Hop Scratch Farms, Harwood, Maryland. Recommend it. When we cook up those ribeye steaks we bought here, we'll let you know how they taste. We drove around the countryside. It's beautiful down here, but we didn't, other than just getting gas for the generator, we didn't do anything else here. He had, what I mean by he is Tom, the host, had a brochure that would tell me, all the local digs here. And I told him, nah, you keep that because, we're only here one night and we don't expect to do much other than, just rest and get out of here in the morning. So, got to be out of here in like a half an hour, and we'll take you along. We're safely at our next campsite. Gonna be here for 3 days in Delaware. We're in Milton, Delaware. We're at Deep Branch Family Campground. And it's a lot of trees, that's for sure. We squeezed her in. You can see how close we are to that tree back there. So it was raining when we got here. It's supposed to rain for the next couple of days. We got a little break right now, so we're not gonna put much out, and get it all muddy and dirty. So it's day 2. We've had 2 overnights here. And the mosquitoes will carry you away. We got some in the camper last night. We hunted them for about an hour just so we get a little peace from the mosquitoes. I'm out here this morning. There's no sewer here. We have water and electrical hookup. There's no sewer hookup, and I have to, because we've taken a couple of showers and we boondocked the night before, so I had to put some waste into our little honey wagon here so I get room in the tank to take more showers, because in order to come out here and not get carried away by the mosquitoes, you have to dope yourself up pretty heavy with bug spray. So whenever you have to do that, well, you got to shower. And make more room in the tank so we can do that. So I'll take a walk around the park and do a decent review. One thing I will tell you, when I checked in, I asked about Starlink, and the lady said, well, you're in a site where we just pulled out 2 old trailers that were here, and yeah, true enough, behind me are 2 empty spaces. And she said, you shouldn't have any trouble with the Starlink, because that space, there's an antenna for the Wi-Fi there, and we put those out in the open pretty much, so you'll probably get a good view of the sky and good Starlink. We do have Starlink, but it's tough to watch a movie without buffering, or there's only a small opening to the northeast sky. And let me show you the antenna she was talking about. You see it up there? Yeah, surrounded by leaves and branches, mounted to a tree. That's the Wi-Fi antenna she was talking about, saying that it was in the open. Are you sure? Okay then. I'm sure she meant well. I don't think she meant to deceive. It's just what she knows about the park, I guess. But there's the only window I have, and we have quite an obstruction all the way around. When you look at the obstruction picture, I'll see if I can put a screenshot of that from my phone in this video. But not the end of the world, but it was a question we asked. A lot of people might get upset when I talk like this because camping to some people is being in the woods and being in nature. And fair enough, yeah, I get it. But a campsite should have a little of both to choose from, I would think. In today's camping world, where people like to glamp, I mean, they give you electrical and water. I mean, that's pretty much glamping, right? I understand the no sewer thing. Some places regulations are such that they can't do it. They do have a dump station. I'm headed there now. The honey wagon's hooked up and ready to go. Dumping now. Opening the vent. Air in, waste out. Fetching the water hose. It's all done dumping. Hooking up the water hose to flush. Turning on the water. Slash to rinse. Dump, rinse water. Turn the water off. Disconnect the water hose. Ensure the honey wagon and dump hose are empty. Disconnect the dump hose and reinstall the cap. Securing the rinse and vent ports. Reattach the honey wagon to the hitch. Detach the 90-degree fitting. Stow the fitting and hose. Leaving the station better than I found it for the next person. Coiling the water hose, the task is complete. One other thing I want to explain, when I booked here, or before I booked, I looked on Google Maps. In this area, you can see the posts and all the wires coming out of the ground. They've all been cut off. These were all sites, and there were campers in them on Google Maps, on the satellite view. These were all sites, and I said, oh yeah, they have sites out in the open. And I spoke to the neighbor across the road from where we're camped right now. His name was Roger, and he said, yeah, these used to be transient sites, and they're putting some kind of building here. If you can see way over in the distance, over there, there's a big, huge Zion church. And I guess they own this park. And the church, according to the lady who checked us in, the church is going to put up some kind of building here, or I don't know what they're doing, but they've decided these aren't going to be campgrounds anymore. And that's my understanding. Unfortunately, because this is where I thought they would put us, up here. And according to the neighbor across the road, it probably would have been. The pool is over there behind that red building that they're demoing. They're demoing the red building. The pool is covered inside that fence over there. And the website said that they plan on having their new pool installed and open 2025. Well, I guess they're behind schedule on that. Right now, the check-in is at that over the top of that black truck there. There's a camper. You can just see the camper way over. That's where you're checking in now. That's their, I guess, makeshift office for now. building another office somewhere, but I don't see much happening as far as construction. There were some people demoing that barn here the other day, but not today. Today being Sunday. Anyway, I'll complete the tour of the park, but right now I'm going to tell you we'll probably will not be coming back here. There's mosquitoes flying around me now, and I'm all doped up. You know, to be funny about it, I think this park is here to entice people to come to feed their pet mosquitoes. You have to trim trees, and you have to make an effort to, you know, make people comfortable. I mean, you can't drive around this park without scraping into small branches and stuff, because they just, like a lot of the parks, they just haven't done what they should with the tree trimming. Anyway, to be a negative Nelly, but in this case, that's where we are right now. Case in point, you know, if you were pulling the camper through here, these branches hang way too low. You'd have to come way around. These branches stick out on that tree, and when you come out of that driveway on the other side of that tree, if you come out of that road, you know, it's hard to make the swing here without being under these branches. Look at this branch here. That's way below 13.5 feet. So, you know, it's what it is. And complete control over that. I don't know if this campsite raises money for the church. I don't know, but, you know, get your congregation together and come in here. If that's the case, come in here with a, you know, tree trimming brigade and make it easier on the people. I mean, you know, when she first sent us down here, she had us coming towards us the way we're going, not the way we're going now, but the opposite direction on the map. And I was supposed to back into this site, right? Well, look at these trees here. I had to go up, turn around, where we just turned around up the other side of the dump station and come in the way we're coming now so I could back into this site. And it was still tight with that tree right there. You know, you have to miss it with your front end. And then you can see how close we are to that tree. So, it is what it is, I understand. But, you know, if I own this park, and if you own this park, and you're a camper, I think you'd be making some changes. This is it'll be the first crossroad when you come into the park. That road over there, it dead ends, so you can't go all the way across. But you can see there's a little bit of grass up here because there's a little bit more sun coming through. Grass can't grow without sun, so when you have the tree cover that this place has, it's just going to be a muddy mess. If you're not going to put in concrete pads or asphalt pads, it's going to be a muddy mess. Yeah, and that's what it is. It's just dirt. I told Jackie when we were setting up, I said, what this park needs is more trees and more dirt. Birdies are singing. We're coming up to the end of this first crossroad. We're on that road, down that way. I'll walk up far enough to give you a look at the camper there. That's the makeshift office. You can hear the highway. There's a highway that runs over there that way. I can't tell you which one it is. I'll try to put it in some text if I air this footage. Yeah, didn't even see the playground coming in, but this is where the office is. They sell ice there. I'll tell you a story too. We parked there before we came in, and I walked over and knocked on the door. Nobody said anything, so I walked in. There was a lady on the telephone. She was talking to somebody about, the gist of it was, I guess they'd sent out a notification to people that were permanent here at the park about campers over 10 years old that might not be in good shape, that are going to be pulled out of here if they don't get them straightened out or don't replace them. You know, they're trying to make the park better. It sounds like, I don't know how long current ownership has owned the park, but I mean, back and forth and back and forth, and she never really even acknowledged me. And it was, I don't know, I'm going to tell you it was between 5 to 8 minutes, maybe even longer, maybe even 10, where I was standing there and without any real acknowledgement, she just went on and on and on. Instead of saying, she didn't even say, now hold on a second, to the person she was talking to and say, I'll be with you in a minute. You know, nothing. I just waited there patiently. And she finally hung up the phone and apologized for the long-windedness of the person on the other end. I said, okay. And then we checked in. And that's when I asked her about Starlink and all that good stuff. You can see the playground. I mean, there's some halfway newer stuff. Monkey bars. Looked like there was a sandbox here at one time. Now they got some trusses here. It looks like they've been there a while. I could be wrong. The tarp's not all sun rotted yet, but this might be where the new office is going, or where the old one was. I think yeah, this is not a new pad. You can see the tile work there. This is probably the old office they demoed. That's my understanding anyway. They demoed the office. That's why, and they plan on building a new one. Supposedly that's why they're in that trailer over there. And here's I'm going to say it's an old pool. Look at the grass growing up through the concrete. So I do not see any evidence where a new pool may have been started. We're not that far from the ocean. Ocean City, Delaware. Heck, there's even a ferry that runs over into Jersey and puts you almost in Atlantic City. It's less than a half hour from here by looking at the map. I don't know that we're going to drive over to the ocean today or not. It's supposed to rain later on sometime. I felt a few sprinkles this morning. Here's the office. Office hours will be abbreviated until Memorial Day, I guess. Well, you know what? Memorial Day is come and gone. This is June. Paul's place. Matthew's place. John's place. Luke's place. That's our road. She told us the name of the road, and guess what? There's no road sign. But we were able to look at the map and figure out it was the one across from the bathhouse and the second one in, so we did turn down here. You could see Max and B down there. I was trying to figure out how I was going to back into there around that one tree. And the gentleman said, no, she should have brought you in the other way. If you go down here and you take a left, you go up by the dump station, you can turn around, or you can take a right and then go up the next road and then down the other road and turn around so I could come in from the far end and then have all kinds of room to back it in. Well, she had us coming down this way. As it was, we came in from that and we repositioned and backed it in where it is. So that's the park. Hope you enjoyed the tour. If you like what you see, well, by all means, you can book here. Good morning. It's our first full day here after one night in Delaware. And we're going to run out and do a little bit of exploring, shopping, maybe find an adventure, maybe get a geocache, but we'll take you along. Hope you enjoy it. Bag of what, honey?
Noodles. Fresh noodles.
Oh, yes. Cute little market here. Lots of birdhouses over here. Getting that puppy. What better way to spend a rainy day than antiquing?
When you find Coach bags.
Coach bags. So we're getting close to this cache, parked right here. See a geocache in here. Nice trail. I did see a big snake out there that scared the bejesus out of me out in the field. Somewhere over here. I bet it's right there underneath those pieces of wood that are stacked up. We'll go see. Well, this does appear to be ground zero. Oh, I can see it. Yep, there it is. There it is. I'll take it out of the truck and we'll open it and let Jackie film it. Cool beans. My first Delaware geocache.
What did you find?
I don't know yet. It's kind of dirty. Hey, there's a flushable wipe in here.
Oh,
There's the log. Gotta fill out the log.
yep.
Geo Woodstock card.
Cool.
Log your will attend for, we're not attending that one. And some toys for the kids.
Cute.
Yeah.
Elena would like
Little
that.
bracelet, purple bracelet. Little pen. Little lanyard around your neck. There's a couple of those in there with little clips in the rings.
Cute.
And little rubber duckies.
Elena loves those.
Yeah, but since no kids,
No
we'll
cake.
sign the log and we'll be on our way.
Yep.
Join us next week as we head to a new campground in New Jersey. There, we'll be grilling up those grass-fed ribeyes, taking you along on another fun shopping adventure, and hunting down our very first geocache in the Garden State. You won't want to miss it. Jackie and I truly appreciate each and every one of you. It's an honor to have you along for the ride. If you've enjoyed watching this video, please like and subscribe. And also, click on the bell icon. That way you'll be notified when new material hits our channel. From Rohn and Jacki at HEISTMAN'S Hit the Road, have a great day and thanks for watching.